Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Birmingham. Playing as the Necrons, we've got Keuken, and playing as the Eldar, we've got TheBlastFurnace. Furnace will be opening up with triple Storm Guardians, Burnsinger, Aspect Portal, and a Plasma Generator, whereas the Necrons are going to open up with a couple of Builder Scarabs, an Amplification Generator, a Plasma Generator, and some Attack Scarabs. So Eldar versus Necrons, tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends, 'tis the beauty and the beast, which is quite a good film, if I do have to say so. Not the modern one, but way back when, but I am an old man, so I'm quite biased towards the OG of things. Been a while since we've seen Ultimate Apocalypse. Lovely to see it back on the channel as these attack scabs very aggressively move towards these Eldar. Now, TheBlastFurnace has gone more or less exclusively for Storm Guardians at the moment. Able to deal with things better in close combat. The moment he sees those attack scrubs, he is going to go for some Howling Banshees. But these Storm Guardians not going to be able to hold up for very long against these attack scabs, but they are being reinforced, so they should be alright. I mean, how expensive are you, Storm Guardians? You are 35 blue money. Which isn't the most expensive things. Howling Banshees now on their way out. Will jump straight in. Don't mess around with these ladies in Ultimate Apocalypse. Can take a little bit more of a beating in close combat. Still think they're a little bit glass cannony, but that is kind of their nature. Be worried if you ever saw a tanky Butch Howling Banshee coming your way. Attack Scab seeing this lonely Burnsinger over here. And he will put in a good defense, but won't survive for very long, sadly, as he is ripped and turned into 1,000 tiny pieces. Storm Guardian's going to capture this strategic point as the Howling Banshees meander over yonder. But yeah, on Birmingham, I'm not sure if any faction has got a particularly advantageous situation here. It's not really a map that favours any side, so to speak. And both Necrons and Eldar, I'd say, against each other in this particular matchup, are kind of fairly even. Eldar with their fast maneuverability, Necrons with their stubborn stalwardiness. Howling Banshee's been used to full effect, decapping anything and everything that they can get their hands on. Going to see our first squad of Necron warriors out, as over on this side the attack scarabs taking advantage of their early aggression, continuously taking out these Storm Guardians. Might even get a full squad wipe here. Nope, narrowly avoiding total death there. Well, to keep on reinforcing them. I mean, attack scabs, what they are, 4 green money for the Necrons, so not all that expensive. Wonderful trades there. Summoning Court on the way as the Howling Banshees now begin to slice and dice these Necron warriors. The Necron warriors kind of put themselves into a bit of a corner here. Although a second squad of Necron warriors will soon be out. Although being delayed in their build speed by the lack of obelisks. But then again, all these plasma generators built all around the outskirts of the Necron monolith are going to increase the build speed from that bad boy, so all things taken into consideration in Ultimate Apocalypse. One squad of Necron warriors looks like it's potentially good night, sweet prince. Has teleported away just in the nick of time, as it then reinforces itself by 1. Lovely little play there. The clutch Summoning Court coming into full effect. And the Howling Banshees might be looking a little bit vulnerable now that there's a third squad of Necrons on the field. But we want to take these ladies back home, while the attack scabs are still in the Eldar base, cornering every Burnsinger that they can get their hands on. Listening Shrine now being upgraded will at least keep the attack scabs away from this general area here. Does a fair amount of damage to those lads. Assuming that scabs are of the male variety. Listening Shrine attempts to be built up by this very brave Burnsinger, as the attack scabs nip at the heels. Howling Banshee's been reduced to 2 models. These girls a little bit more expensive than Storm Guardians, but not by much. Only 50 blue. Storm Guardians coming to see if they can defend their Listening Shrine. Builder Scarabs just kind of looking at it, wishing they could deconstruct it, but that is not in their programming. Howling Banshees will assist in the swatting of these mechanical insects. We'll scare them away. And I do believe that the Eldar, while they're building up over here, they've also... There we go, they've also got a listing shrine on their natural relic. So denying the Necrons some all-important relic points. Now Necrons with their disruption fields coming out do a significantly more amount of damage at ranged in Ultimate Apocalypse, so definitely got to keep your eyes on those girls. Oh, guys, sorry. Autarch jumping straight in. Swift as you like, but even his swiftness won't want to mess around with these Necron warriors. I mean, how many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 squads on the way in. Currently don't have enough in the way of melee to resist their cantankerous advance. Fleets of foot being used to maneuver around them. Necron's now walking into double listening shrine fire. The Autarch unsure of what he's going to do with his life. As tier 2 begins to be built for the Eldar. Necron Lord now out. Going to be pestered and harried by this Autarch. Storm Guardians trying to prevent these Builder Scouts from capturing his critical location will fail that. And then instead go for that decap. Necron's now going to focus on this listening shrine. Howling Banshee is going to do the same over here. Not sure if this is a favourable trade, as this is a tier 2 listening shrine. We're going to go straight for a support portal. Going to hold up very nicely against these Necrons, as the Necron Lord throws down a phase shift. Keeping his lads okay and alright. Enhanced optics on the way. And the Autarch looking very sickly and pale as his life ebbs and flows away from him. Burnsinger unable to build that support portal. Are going to see some Dark Reapers just as the enhanced optics are about to pop. Burnsinger attempting to finish this support portal will narrowly get it, possibly. Oh, that is unfortunate. Not quite getting it. More Burnsingers coming out. Very desperately, just sending anyone and everyone to there. Dark Reapers opening fire on the Necrons. We'll get a few down, but there's a lot of Necrons to cut through. Over on this side, we're doing some Howling Banshees. Continuing their harassment. Storm Guardians in the middle, capturing that critical location. A very strange situation. You wouldn't normally see such dedication in the harassment when there's so many Necrons in your base. Going for the plasma generators. Able to do AoE damage to buildings nearby when it gets destroyed. In fact, both go down. And another listening shrine will fall foul. Double Storm Guardians. Having a look at what's going on over here. What is going on over here? Just a webway gate and a plasma generator. Listening shrine goes down. And the Necrons, you teleport away. Why, Necrons? Why? You had the whole kit and caboodle. Unless there's something... well, I suppose the Howling Banshees were in there, but... Did you need to teleport all your Necron warriors all the way back? But still... The harass... Scaring the... wee Jillikers out of the Necrons. Gonna... give them a little bit of time to rest and recuperate. Necrons now going to have to slowly but surely walk all the way back over here. As the Eldar decap and recap all their natural strategic points. Dark Reapers yet to be given their Dark Reaper Exarch. And a Call of War research. Give the Howling Banshees a little bit of a scream. Necrons now also going to fire up at this listening shrine. Thermal Plasma Generator going to go for the Necrons. 140 and 10 compared to 20% and 114. So the Necrons are in a firm situation at this present moment in time. Eldar seeing... Oh, sorry, the Howling Banshee seeing the Necron Lord. He's just kind of just chilling out in the middle. Phase shift, can't touch me, ladies. There we go, he comes back to the material realm. Not sure if he's got any teleporting juice left. As he gets cut to high heavens Death by 1,000 cuts will teleport away. There we go. Don't want to lose your Necron Lord in such frivolous engagements. Double Dark Reapers now on the way out. Go to charge straight into close combat almost. Just giving him a tease, giving him a little taste of the action. Double Storm Guardians looking to take down the Necron Lord as the Dark Reapers open fire on these Necron warriors that slowly but surely advancing towards them. But the range on these Dark Reapers, man, able to outrange them, then they could just kind of like fleet of foot backwards and then carry on firing at them. Storm Guardian still trying to capture this Necron Lord. Necron Lord will not be caught so easily. But Dark Reapers unable to contend with all these Necron warriors thus far. Losing a listing shrine and then teleported back again. What's going on? Oh, more Howling Banshees. Fair enough. Necron's into tier 2 now, or tier 1, whatever you call it in Ultimate Apocalypse. These ladies are not giving up. They're going to continue firing evil glares at the Necron Lord as the Eldar consolidate their holdings on the centre. Lots of infantry. And we do have a Wave Serpent armed with a Shuriken Cannon to provide support. Also imagine it will help these Dark Reapers traverse the battlefield. Howling Banshee is now, with their upgrade, twice as deadly as your regular Howling Banshee. Sean Cena Beam going smack bang on top of that Wave Serpent. Will be jumps out the way, plops back down. One of the best counters for that Solar Pulse. And yeah, the Necron Warriors now all of a sudden not looking too fresh and fancy, as the Howling Banshees are affected by some sort of goop. Some digital curd. And more stuff is coming. Greater Summoning Core. More Necron Warriors. As the Wave Serpent moves around more or less unimpeded, taking very little damage. A wonderful close combat orientated build from the Eldar. You don't normally see this in any version of Dawn of War. But they're doing it, they're making it work. Especially with the support from the Dark Reapers. The Necron numbers are just too much. The unending, undeathly tide. No one's slowing them down. Not for long anyway. And we do have a unlife. Is that what makes you go faster? I believe so. Either it's the go faster ability or more health ability, whichever. Or upgrade, sorry. Howling Banshee's now taking a 10 of heart. Going to continue smacking down these obelisks. Do have a Wraith Lord. And at the moment, only one squad of Immortals, so needs to keep their eyes out on those guys. Obelisk taken down. Wave Serpent now going to continue finding new and fresh targets to go for. Necrons, where are you going? You're just kind of conga lining around wherever you can. And Wraith Lord taking barely any damage. Just happy to throw down all the kicks. Keeping that pin pan strong on the spindly ankles of his. Do have a... Hold on. We have a... You have a destroyer. 2 destroyers, in fact. So, no anti-vehicle for the Eldar at the moment. Howling Banshee's throwing out the big screams. Necron Lord teleporting in, but we do have some swooping hawks. Ideal against buildings and vehicles. Very fragile, that has to be said. Do not want to keep these ladies in close combat in any way, shape or form. Unlike these Howling Banshees who are seeming to have finally met the... Oh, where am I going? To have finally met their match. Will fall back. Narrowly saving 2 models there. As triple Necron Destroyers open fire on these Dark Reapers. They're not quite in heavy cover there, and they've got their fleet of foot on. It's a bit unfortunate. Second squad of swooping hawks. As the Necron Lord keeps these Dark Reapers busy. And this is exactly what you want from the Necron player. You want him to be diversifying his portfolio, getting some vehicles as well as Necron warriors. You don't want to play a very... So, when up against Eldar, you kind of don't want to have a composition which exclusively features one unit, because then the Eldar player could just go with whatever their rosters counter to it. So you want to have a good healthy mix of vehicles and infantry. A Ghost start looking to pick up all the lads that he can recover as these Dark Reapers try and hold back this impressive collection of destroyers. Can have 3 in a squad. And one of you coming out of the ground. Oh, that's the Ghost start collecting things. Swooping Hawks don't really... But actually, no, I say that. They're getting a good amount of damage done to them. Out DPSing their reinforcement rate. The Necrons continue to push straight in. Unimpeded. This time, hopefully not running away at the first moments of danger. But the destroyers are falling quick and fast. Immortals over here, narrowly surviving death. And Wraithlord kind of taking a long way around by the looks of things. Yeah, this webway assembly taking quite the beating. Might be taken down, actually. Well, these guys are going to focus on that plasma generator. Taking that down, doing an additional bit of damage to the webway assembly. Listening Shrine over here goes down as well. It's 30% on 180 compared to 170 and 93. It's a very strong economy, even considering that Blast has lost a fair amount of his listening shrines. Destroyers soon to be taken care of, only one left. And this seems like a big overextension from the Necrons at the moment. I mean, they did so much damage to this webway assembly, could have probably finished off this aspect portal, maybe even gone for that soul shrine. The potential was there to do a little bit of damage before falling back again, to then come back and do it once more. Another Necron Lord being re-recruited. I've seen a lot of Necron Lord deaths so far in this engagement. Immortals caught out of position here. Gonna teleport over to... Wherever you go. Looked like you were teleporting there, but then not. Obelisk goes down. Necrons trying to reposition themselves. Got a heavy ghost turret in the background should they need it. And the Eldar push too much far forward. Immortals focus firing on the Wave Serpent. Will probably get it. In fact, they indeed do. And the Wraithlords, armed with wrist flamers, tying up these Immortals in close combat, but the heavy ghost turret will be taking its toll on the Wraithlord should it stay there for any prolonged length of time. John Cena being falling apart on these Dark Reapers. Necron Lord keen to abuse that solar pulse while the Dark Reapers have got no form of official transport. And an Annihilation Barge. Amazing against Titans, superstructures and vehicles. Wraithlord not sure what he's going to do in this situation. Does he punch the Immortals or does he punch the Annihilation Barge? Either way, he's taking a beating as he collapses to the floor. Seer Council getting up close and personal against these Necron Warriors who have now gone for their Disruption Field level 2. Death and Destruction stalking the land. More Annihilation Barrages on the way. Dark Reapers just kind of capturing this critical location in the centre. Necron Lord, armed with his phylactery by the looks of things. A very dire situation for the Eldar, it has to be said. More Wraithlords out on the way. Wraithlords sound like a good idea at this point. I mean, if they get their Bright Lances online, but against Annihilation Barrages, sorry. How long can they hold up for? Everyone hiding in the heavy cover. Annihilation Barrage giving him a little bit of a twerk right there before beating away. Gotta respect the grind. Annihilation Barrage with a side hustle. A booty tussle. A whole lot of muscle. That's all the rhyming words I can think of. 9 models in that Seer Council. Power swords are flailing. The long enemy, or the ancient enemy, shall we say, unallowed to be alive. But these annihilation barrages, they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Oh, I've been saying that. Fire Dragons coming out. Yeah, no, change the record on that tune, baby. These annihilation barrages are going to be annihilated themselves if they can't maneuver out. There we go. Almost pathing blocked by the swooping hawks there. Yeah, it's so crazy how the fire dragons are just so much more effective at taking out vehicles, but then again the swooping hawks have the advantage of maneuverability, so that would explain, or at least excuse, their lower DPS. Warp Spider's now out. Necron's taking a little bit too long to keep the pressure and momentum on the Eldar, as the Seer Council are still in the middle, still very healthy, all things considered. Necrons, what are you going to go for? You're going to go for another Ghost Arc. And that's about it, really. Fire Dragons looking to take care of everything. Lord Destroyer down here, being fired at by double Dark Reapers. Warp Spider trying to keep their distance away from this dude. And a Shrine of the Laughing God. Might even see the Laughing God in this game, if we are lucky. If you say your pleases and thank yous. Yeah, Ghost Arc, primarily good against Titan's buildings and vehicles. Nothing much in the way of vehicles to go for there. But more Rift Lords are on the way out. And there are no Immortals on this side of the map, so... Oh no, never mind, there are one. Soon to be taken out by the Chad Seer Council, who refuse to die. Just a sheer amount of Necrons at the moment. But the Eldar are catching up. Seer Council now looking a lot less healthier. Lots of really low health models here. As these Fire Dragons move in for a flanking strafe. Ghost Arc just plops out more recycled lads. The Fire Dragons, massively outnumbered here, will fall back. There's a question. If a Necron loses an arm and then takes the arm of another Necron and stitches it on, well, can he do it? And does he like lose some of his soul, or should I say humanity, while doing it? That's my question of the day. Warp Spider's chasing around this Ghost Arc. We have some Dark Reapers over here trying to poo-poo away this Necron Lord who's been largely protected by his phylactery. But the Annihilation Barrages are looking a lot less fragile, or sorry, a lot more fragile, shall I say. As Listening Shrine upon Listening Shrine keeps getting rebuilt. And the Seer Council still there. Unaffected by losing a good chunk of their models. Probably not a single one of the original squads there anymore. A loss that the Eldar Craft Worlds cannot take sitting down. Warp Spiders with their amazing ability to reposition to better ground with very little in the way of having to reduce their overall DPS in a firefight. There we go, they're just going to teleport straight in. Very aggressive plays from Blast here. And the Annihilation Barrages aren't doing all that much against the Warp Spiders. We'll have to turn our attention to the Rift Lords. They're going to be drifting around the side with their Bright Lances. More deadly Dark Reapers coming out. And the the Destroyer Lord looking to keep these guys moving for as long as possible while these Necrons are still fighting the Seer Council. Clearly those guys woke up and had their Kellogg's this morning. They are not feeling tired, they are not waxing and waning. in that good night. What's going on the bases at the moment? We are seeing some Death Strike Pariahs and a Death Lord. And we are going to see a Vehicle Hollow Research. Adding to the tankiness of this Wraith Lord. Horsepower's double jump in, already losing the morale, but will quickly gain it back. At least the middle squad will. Gonna start being exploded. One less foul container to ferry around the Necrons here. As an obelisk goes down. 152 and 93 compared to 60% build speed and 216. Briar's now looking to get good or die trying. Might be advantageous to take them against the what are you called? The Seer Council. At least just to give them a taste of their own medicine. Death Lord is also going to join them as well on their merry march, as the Warp Spiders do fall back. Dark Reapers covering the retreat. Warp Spiders not sure if they're going for their Hex Grenades yet, or whether that's a later upgrade. But certainly holding the line for the moment. Another teleport round over here trying to focus fire on this Death Lord. Here the units for the Necrons are quite durable. Primarily focusing on utility if I'm not mistaken. But I do assume that the Death Lord forgoes all that utility and goes straight for smashing punks in the face. Necron Lord bringing out a blinding spike of deception. And the Eldar push back once again to their base. Big orange zappers, what are you? You're fire dragons. No point incorporating you into this engagement. There's nothing. Well, I mean, there's no dragons to fire, I suppose. John Cena Beam goes down, reducing the overall ranged effectiveness of the Eldar. A big swipe from that. Oh god, what are you called again? The Death Lord. And this situation is looking more and more desperate. Even the Seer Council are falling. Very surprised actually how tanky they are. And how effective a melee composition focused army in the early game for Eldar was actually quite useful against all those attack scarabs. Attack scarabs never win you the game, but they certainly at least put your opponents in a flustered state of affairs. Where do you teleport to? Did you have a warp gate there? Oh no, your warp spiders, you teleport normally. Do have a Fire Dragon squad firing up against this Night Scythe. Everyone else also joining suit. Seer Council there, not going to take it. Willis has to do a little bit of a base exchange. And the Necrons once again looking to deny strategic location and anything else. And, oh well, there we go. TheBlastFurnace doesn't throw a GG, but he does surrender by destroying his own base. So I must say it was a stalwart defense. I believe that if the Banshees were able to maybe take out that initial Necron warrior squad and maybe even do a little bit of damage to another, that would have certainly prevented the Necron warriors from snowballing as quickly as they did. Maybe it would have been an idea to get a second squad of Howling Banshees out a little bit earlier just to counteract those extra Necron warriors, but it's all said and done. Very good game. Cool, anyway, if you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week on the old Patreon. Also have a look at the Discord, lots of games to be played there. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure as always, never short. I will see you in a bit. Peace.